What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dollar Mike back at it again with another video, and shout out to Aladdin for the video request that we're going to be talking about today. You guys already can tell by the title. We're going to be talking about some stocks and some stocks and some industries I've been looking at in the stock market right now. Haven't made any like super moves yet or anything like that, but I do want to mention this as just being a part of my watch list going forward. So definitely stay tuned for all that kind of good stuff. We're going to go over 3 different ones in today's video. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into these different industries that's on my watch list today. Let's start the video. Let's go. If you haven't seen my channel before, I make videos going over different personal finance topics like saving your money, investing your money, budgeting, credit cards, anything under the sun pretty much relating to money. I got you covered right here on Dollar Mike. And in today's video, we're going to go over some things on my watch list going forward in the stock market that I do plan to be invested in if I'm not already invested into it already. So yeah, it's just that simple. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's not waste any more time. Let's start with the first industry on the list because we're going to keep it to industries today. I'll mention a couple of stocks, but we're pretty much going to keep it to industries because I haven't done all my research as far as picking a particular stock to be solely invested to, just one single stock, maybe two, to be solely invested into. And I think honestly, with these type of industries, I think that's best anyway. You might do better off just investing into the entire industry through an ETF or exchange traded fund. But either way, we're going to start off with the first industry, and the first industry makes a lot of sense right now with everything going on in the world, and that is the oil industry or the energy industry. Now, by all means, you could have been living under a rock for the past, I would say 8 or 9 months. While you've been living under that rock, gas prices have continued to increase over the past 8 to 9 months now, and of course that's all accelerated with everything going on the other side of the world right now as well. So that sucks, but obviously the oil and gas industry is doing great when it comes to oil and gas stocks, and they're doing pretty well. And is it too late to get into it? Maybe not. I still think it's a solid time to get into some oil and gas stocks, but do I think it's the best time to get into now to establish a long-term position? Maybe not, only because obviously everything's inflated right now and we don't know how much further it could go. We could see gas prices hit $7, $8, $9, $10 maybe. I really hope that doesn't happen. Right now where I live in Maryland, it's around $4.50 for regular, but obviously that could all change depending on what happens across the world and what happens in the US as well. Now, I don't plan on spending too much time talking about the oil and gas stocks that I have in my portfolio because you guys have seen them so many times, but in particular we have ticker symbol XOM or ExxonMobil, and we also have ticker symbol KMI or Kinder Morgan. So I'm going to show you guys those two in my portfolio real quick, and then we'll move on over to the next industry. So if we type in ticker symbol XOM on my Robinhood portfolio, because that's where I have it stored, you can invest in these in any portfolio you like. I just like Robinhood simply for the fact that it's easier to present the information to you. You can see Exxon right now is sitting at 85.50, which is pretty much not all-time highs, but 5-year highs for sure. Last time it was up here was back in 2018, and it hasn't been up here since. Overall, I have about 20 shares, and Exxon as well as KMI both pay a solid dividend. They're great dividend stocks to be invested into. Right now, I'm up about 84% with my 20 shares of Exxon. And of course, they cover plenty of oil, gas, petroleum, all that kind of good stuff in the industry as a whole, in the world as a whole. If we scroll down, their dividend yield right now is around 4%, which like I said before, is a solid dividend stock to be invested into for the long term if you're interested in the oil and gas industry. But of course, I don't think it's the best time to go ahead and establish a long-term position right now because we're at 5-year highs. Will it keep going up? Possibly. I just think it's an opportunity to make money. So if you guys want to play options or something on it, that's great. But should you establish a long-term position? I personally don't think so. I think they will come back down eventually, hopefully in the next couple of months, and that would obviously reflect in the stock price. If we go and check out Kinder Morgan, it's around the same, but I've been investing in Kinder Morgan for a longer time, and I mentioned Kinder Morgan on the channel multiple times. Kinder Morgan, I have about 50 shares. Overall, it's sitting at $18.50 a share right now, and overall I'm up about 6% or about 58 bucks. Kinder Morgan is also a solid dividend stock. They pay roughly a 5 to 6% dividend right now, and it's all good to go. Overall, Kinder Morgan handles natural gas, so they actually had the largest natural gas pipeline in the US, and to this day I still believe in Kinder Morgan for the long term as far as us taking advantage of those natural gas pipelines when time comes and when everything plays out the way I expect it to play out, or I hope it'll play out. I don't know if it will, but that's why I'm invested in Kinder Morgan. And on top of that, like I said before, it is a solid dividend stock regardless. But if you don't want to be invested in Kinder Morgan or Exxon, or if you do want to be invested in both, but you don't know which one to choose or anything like that, you can always go with ticker symbol XLE, and this will pretty much, I put CLE, XLE, and this will pretty much put you in the entire industry index. So this right here is an ETF for the energy select sector spider ETF, sitting at 77.67 a share right now. If we go look at the 5-year, nothing's not too crazy on the 5-year. 1 year up about 48% on the 1 year for obvious reasons. And if we scroll down, we can see what this ETF actually holds. So this is a 100% energy ETF. So if you want to invest in multiple stocks at once instead of picking one on your own, you can do that right here. You can see they have 23% of their money in Exxon, another 22% in Chevron. And then you can see if you scroll down, we got more and more oil, petroleum, and gas type of companies. So if you want to be invested in the energy industry, but you don't know which stock to pick, you don't want to take a little bit less risk, then I think XLE is a solid option for you. So there you guys go on the oil industry. Like I said before, I want to mention 3 industries to you today. And the second industry on this list today is the cyber industry, or the cybersecurity industry, whatever you want to call it, the IT industry. Regardless, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about cyber. So of course, cybersecurity is extremely important. That's actually what I got my bachelor's degree in. And this is a great investment for right now and for long into the future, simply because everything's being pushed to online. We've been online for what, 10 years now, 15 years now, after I guess you could say the dot-com bubble, which would be roughly 20 years now. And we're going to continue that way. We're going to continue that way possibly through whatever could happen between wars between the US and Russia over Ukraine, or we can continue that way between the metaverse. We can continue that way between everything just being pushed online naturally. The pandemic accelerated the whole online push. In general, people are working from home on ridiculous rates right now. I personally still go into the office, but the whole point stands. Cybersecurity is going to be around for a long term, and you need it for just about everything. If you have an online presence and you need some security for it, then cybersecurity is, of course, a no-brainer. As I mentioned, everything is already shifted online anyway, but the key right now that we need to watch out for is cyber warfare. So, like I mentioned before, US between Russia over Ukraine, everything going on in Ukraine, maybe Poland, maybe whatever, Romania next. Who knows what Putin plans on doing? We simply don't know. We don't have enough information. We're doing this day by day. This has only been going on for about 3 weeks, so we just have to wait and see how everything plays out. But if it plays out in a bad way, then cyber warfare is definitely on the table. Massive denial of service attacks could take place on the US as far as pretty much anything. I don't know if Putin's focused on our energy sector. I don't know if they're focused on just taking out our internet. Maybe they want to launch an EMP or electromagnetic pulse. If they want to launch an EMP, then, I mean, you're going to lose pretty much all electricity across everything. These things could happen. I don't think they will happen, but it could happen. And if, in the case they do, then of course, like I said before, we need those cyber defenses. Now, I personally don't have any dedicated cyber companies in my Robinhood portfolio or in any of my other portfolios, but I do have a cyber ETF, not in my Robinhood portfolio, but actually in my M1 Finance portfolio. But I'm going to show it to you on Robinhood, and that is ticker symbol CIBR, and that stands for First Trust NASDAQ Cybersecurity ETF. Right now, this is currently sitting at $49.19 a share right now. And we go look at the 5-year chart, it's up over 134% over the past 5 years. Cybersecurity is a sleeper. It's been a sleeper for, I feel like, for the past 5 years. I feel like people simply don't talk about cybersecurity stocks, but all the solid cybersecurity stocks, all the big names, are all put into this one single stock that you can invest into if you wish. Like I said before, I have this on my M1 Finance portfolio. I'm not investing into it on Robinhood, but we scroll down, we can see exactly what they hold. So about 93% of it is technology companies, and about 6% of it is industrial companies. Either way, we go to their top 10 holdings, we can see what they hold. We got Cisco in here, we have CrowdStrike in here, Leidos, and another stock which piqued my interest because they just got acquired a couple of days ago, and that stock or company is known as Mandiant. They actually just got acquired by Google for $5.4 billion just a couple of days ago. And honestly, if Google's going to acquire a cybersecurity company that pretty much handles plenty of different things under the cybersecurity aspect of things, and they're going to spend $5.4 billion on it, then I think cybersecurity is pretty important to them and pretty important to the world. That's their second largest acquisition as a company, Google. So that's pretty crazy they spent that much money on this company. But yeah, cybersecurity is a real thing. It's a real thing that we need to pay attention to. It's a threat to the world. It's going to be a threat to the U.S. just like it's going to be a threat to everybody else. So you need to be prepared in the best way possible. And the best way possible is to either go ahead and grab one of these cyber companies if you want to do your research on any of them, or go ahead and just invest in a cyber ETF so you have full coverage across the entire market. The third and final industry that I want to mention today pretty much piggybacks off that whole cyber industry, but not fully, but it does. Either way, that is known as the data center or data storage industry. Simply put, online is the future, and every single company that has any type of online presence at all needs data security, they need cybersecurity, they need data storage, they need data centers, they need servers and everything to have their websites up and running. And of course, you need a whole industry for that handles all of that, which is the data storage and data center industry. To make things easy, just think of one of your favorite companies. If you look at a company like Amazon, they have to store all their products online. They have to store all their services online. They have to make sure they have servers to make sure Amazon.com is working, because if Amazon.com isn't working, then they're losing hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars every single second Amazon.com is down. They had to make sure all your payment information is all secure. They have to make sure it's stored online as well, because you have to go and buy things with Amazon.com. On top of that, they have to hold all those products and everything like that, product descriptions, people reviewing the products, everything, and that's just one single website. And I miss plenty of things that Amazon.com offers. If we go look at other companies I have in my notes, I have Verizon on here. Obviously, Verizon handles a ton of different things, from cell phones to internet to TV to phone to fiber optic. What else I have on here? I have Adobe on here. I have LinkedIn on here. I have Google on here. You guys know any type of large company, or pretty much any company at all that has an online presence at all, needs data storage, and they need data security, and they need a data center to go ahead and handle all that stuff for them. Put it all into one little wrap loop, put a little bow on top, and you'll be all good to go. All that kind of stuff needs to stay up online 24/7. All of that costs money, and somebody has to manage it all. So that's where this ETF comes into play, and this ETF is known as ticker symbol VPN. Now, VPN is very new to the stock market. We go ahead and click on that. This is Global X Funds Global X Data Center REITs, or that stands for Real Estate Investment Trust, and Digital Infrastructure ETF. Right now it's sitting at $15.62 a share right now, and you can see there's barely any history on this because it just recently hit the stock market. But like I said before, this is an ETF, so overall they're just tracking holdings pretty much of all the holdings that they would have in their companies. And if we scroll down, we can see the actual companies that they hold. So 60% of it is real estate, because like I said before, they're storing all this information on data centers at data servers somewhere out in the middle of the US, or maybe somewhere across the world. So all the information I just mentioned before to you is simply on a computer somewhere else, like the cloud. Like pretty much anything. That's all the cloud is. It's just a computer somewhere else. It's not in your daggone house. So that's all I got to say. 25% in technology, 11% in communication services, and another 2% in industrials. If we go look at the top 10 holdings, we got Crown Castle, we got Digital Realty Trust on here, American Tower, we got China Tower Corp, Switch. But we go ahead and click on some of these. These companies have been around for a long time, and they have made solid gains. So let's go ahead and click on Crown Castle real quick. Overall, Crown Castle, what do they handle? They have real estate in towers and fiber. So a whole bunch of different space capacity towers in the U.S. and fiber optics, all kind of good stuff. So cool stuff there, getting the internet, making sure your internet's functioning and everything like that. But if we go and look at the 5-year on that, 92% over the past 5 years. A sleeper. If you aren't into data centers or anything like that, or you just don't know about this industry, then you might have missed this stock over the past 5 years. And it's been doing pretty well consistently every single year. Even the past year, up 16% gain in a single year is still really good. You're not getting 100% gain on everything. It's not crypto, guys. Calm down. Crypto's a whole different story. Past that, though, let's look at American Tower. American Tower, more real estate, I believe, and they have, what do they do? Let's see. They own, operate, and develop multi-tenant real estate properties for different types of things, I'm assuming, but obviously they have some type of space in the cyber industry or in the data center industry. Let's go look at the 5-year, up 101% over the past 5 years. Last year, up another 14%. These is another sleeper. I think American Tower is pretty familiar to people, but the other one, I've never heard that stock before. But those are just two, just to give you an example. And all I have to say is this industry, I don't see any reason why it would stop anytime soon, because like I said, if we're going to push for this online future, this only online future, the metaverse, cyber, everything, then there's no reason why these companies would fail, because they need more space, more data centers, and more storage to go ahead and take care of those things. It's literally real estate for computers. So if you're interested in something like that, I know I'm personally am. I don't have anything invested in there right now, but I might start my position on VPN pretty soon, either on my Robinhood portfolio or my M1 portfolio. If you're interested in something like that, let me know down in the comment section below, and go ahead and get yourself some stock. Go ahead and do a little bit of research, find out if you want to be invested in one of the companies, maybe the whole ETF. Personally up to you, just like it's personally up to me. Do whatever you want to do, but I'm just here to give you some information. Open your eyes up a little bit. If you didn't know, now you know. If you already did know, then let me know down in the comment section what's on your watch list right now, going for the next couple of months maybe. And I think I'll keep making more of these videos, just going over my watch list, because I usually don't always invest in what's on my watch list. I just watch it for watching it sake, and that's pretty much it. So let me know. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own thing they're invested into, and we're all just trying to make money at the end of the day. So yeah. Either way, that's all I got for this video. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit with a like button. Make sure you subscribe to see more content like it. Definitely let me know if you have any questions down in the comment section below. Check out the links down below. Links down below will get you tons of free stocks. You'll get a free stock with Robinhood, and you get to actually choose a stock now, which is pretty cool. Unlike the way it used to be, which you just got a random $2 stock. Now you get a pretty solid stock. I always choose Microsoft just to get more my Microsoft shares up. So yeah, that's all I got to say though. If you guys have any questions, like I said before, drop them down below. Be safe, take care of yourselves, do all the kind of good stuff, drink water. I don't have any water next to me, but normally I do, and you'll be all good to go. So thank you guys for watching. As always, take care of yourselves. I'm out. Dollar Mike. Peace.